based on what's happening in the LCK at the moment. This is going to be the matchup. Sandbox up against KT.
I'm pretty sure this means Umti just gets the Scuttle Crab, and this is really unfortunate, and this is a byproduct of what was happening in mid leading up to this.
Well, Umti's going to be able to get that spell shield out. He loses out on the health trade. Is Terrify being held on to... He used it already, as now Joker's hanging around. Ghost uses the heal as on fleek, trying to get the hell out of here. Zenit wants to find this kill, and Joker looks to be the first option. Burns to death as PDD grabs first blood. And if there's ever a thing to be scared of, another example of that, we've seen actually Nocturne banned a fair few times against other players, and we saw Tarzan use it to brilliant effect earlier on today. And Umti has been a great Nocturne player in the past, so that's a few different variables in order to want to keep him, as BDD comes on over, wants to try and steal this one out of the way. Stand United going to be used on Fleek. Tries to get the stun, but won't actually land it. Devour from Snowflower gets him over there as Sandbox do lock down the Rift Herald. Smeb comes in and just eats the Camille for breakfast. Joker going to get tagged up there by the Trouble Bubble, and then the Abyssal Voyage delivers Zenit a kill underneath the turret. Easy one there onto the Shen. As Dove doesn't even know that he's playing a team game by the looks of things. Terrify is going to land, and that's a special delivery.
God definitely wants to wait for his righteous glory. Zoe, I think, going to end up going Banshee's Veil. Okay, Stand United and on fleek here.
Yeah, diving on forward. We've got the snare up, and Smeb goes golden underneath his turret, buying a lot of time, but doesn't have the Purge cooldown back up, meaning that it was all for Sandbox.
And right now, Sandbox trying to accrue a larger gold lead. Ocean, not the greatest of Dragon spawns for either team. And Sandbox, they're looking to get frisky.
Yeah, Supercharger is in there. Devour is going to be utilized, but immediately the Tahm Kench falls, and the Sivir picks up the Kai'Sa. Bottom lane now eradicated from KT. And they're shaking their heads. They don't know what the heck just happened.
Well, I think that... And there's a 2K gold lead right now for Sandbox, but at the 26-minute mark, you would definitely hope to have a larger one. But if KT are going to just step recklessly forward like this...
Yep, they do it again, and that almost is a dead Kai'Sa. In the belly of the Tahm Kench is still going to burn down to the Ignite of the Shen, and already it's two already dead for Sandbox Gaming. And KT Rolster, they just can't team fight at this stage of the game.
Doesn't need them to do.
Yeah.
You ask Sandbox, hey Sandbox, what do you want us to do right now? They're like, yeah, if you'd
just
like to
wander
team
up
fight.
the mid lane and throw your 80 carry at us, please, if you don't mind. Snowflower eats a Shen as Joker is going to be the sacrificial lamb, looking to try and get out, but they just take the Baron. It's going to be the LeBlanc that picks it up, showing that there wasn't any 50-50 happening. Why is this? I don't understand.
Like they're
Am I supposed
accuse
to
us of
congratulate my
match fixing.
team now? Like, what's happening? No, we don't say that word on this broadcast, okay? We don't say that. As there's a World Ender on the bottom side of the map. The world may actually be over here for Summit, but does go into that passive. On fleek wants none of it as Umbral Dash gets him over. And Stand United is there. Summit eventually is going to get chomped down in that grinder, but he has a GA. He's taking a heck of a lot of time, and in the meantime...
It's all just a chain reaction getting to this point, and, you know, 13 minutes into the game, I put hope into KT, and I guess this is what it feels like.
Well, Paranoia is going to be thrown down as Umti explodes. Redemption comes in for KT, but that's probably the most damage that they've actually done in this fight thus far, as Ghost grabs the kill onto Umti after he respawns from the GA. We got low health bars, but Sandbox have already taken all the inhibitors. They're happy to take just a kill thrown at them. Yep.
Not the best situation for KT. And
Umti walked into a bar and said, ouch.
Yep.
Think?
Lights went out. Except it was for KT's team, as this is looking to be the Doom push for
we
Sandbox.
got double super creeps in every single wave. It's just Nexus turret standing between Sandbox and a Game 1 victory here against KT Rolster. One of their last remaining matches here in the first round robin, looking to only fall to Griffin as Summit. They're throwing a lot of buttons at him, but World Ender just comes back off cooldown, and Umti goes golden, but is it actually going to be enough? The answer is a very easy one, and it's a no, as Dove grabs that kill, and now KT Rolster health bars are being decimated, and Sandbox are able to sacrifice all that they need to. Summit doesn't go down to the passive. He's basically got no health, but he can still do damage to these Nexus turrets. Smeb finds himself as the last man standing, but he's not going to be standing for much longer as he's going to be out of this game. Nexus falls, and Sandbox steal the win from KT Rolster.
Steelbox Gaming is what that just was. They took advantage of every mistake that KT was willing to make.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK Spring 2019. Sandbox, a 1-0 over KT Rolster.
And that actually regenerated and healed up really fast.
So Joker just wasted time,
I guess he's not a doctor.
Yeah, we're trying to get Ghost some solo experience there. I don't know. I'm very perplexed. But Umti, like ships in the night, is going to deny that little puppy and actually just going to continue on over, try and take this blue buff. And OnFleek has caught him in an odd spot. Does have Counter-Strike available, of course, but that's a level advantage. Joker gets in there. It's a really nice taunt.
Like, after they believe in KT.
That's what the excitement sounds like. Oh, no. Well, this is what Shelly sounds like when she's getting thwacked with a lamppost, as KT want nothing to do with it. Summit's going to come on over. Dove's here as well. 3-on-3 is going to ensue. So they're trying to at least get the damage down to lock up this Rift Herald. Trouble Bubble lands. That flash is not going to help you, Summit, as he's going to go down. Then Sandbox say, well, we'll just take Shelly and we'll leave. No harm, no foul. You take our top laner, we'll take Shelly.
And that ends up being a pretty good pickup, to be honest, for Sandbox. There's still several minutes remaining on play to make him convert it. Whoa, hold that thought.
That's a flash forward, but that's a last-second use of the ultimate onto Dove. Stands United from point-blank range, and Dove's going to get out. Joker takes the ride along with him. Circle of Frost is in there as Dove's trying to survive into Trouble Bubble. Doesn't land beat it. He uses his whole health bar as Joker finally uses his flash in order to try to escape. But Zenit now underneath the turret. Joker still limping away, but the undertow will do it in the end. And OnFleek, Leap Strike is there. Another claw.
Kill it with fire.
Oh my god, how is he avoiding these buttons? Is BDD at least able to get something done? He's going to take down a few turret plates here in the mid lane, but Ghost is like, all right, guys, that was funny. Yakety Sax music sounded great in my ears. I'm going to take down this turret bottom side. Maybe even heading towards his Zhonya's relatively early, depending on whether or not he has to use his stopwatch soon. OnFleek's going to dive on over. Dove gets on in there, and Smeb is in trouble. The Maiden's trying to help out, and Umti will turn up, but OnFleek is just doing battle with the top lane. A Leap Strike comes in, and Joker secures that kill. That's what happens. It's not a 2 versus 2. It's a 3v2 because Shen exists on this. We'll augment these item builds even further, and let's have a look at Smeb dying again. I don't know why we want to do this.
He's walking right through the open corridor for no reason. If he just went
as a Sivir, then like there's a farm bounty here as Joker's going to have to flash to get out of the way. Snowflower is hunting him down. Does this script of yours that you're reading look copy-pasted?
No, not at all.
It doesn't?
I've seen
look
it a few times in LCK.
Doesn't look like a photocopy?
Yeah.
As, okay, that's a Sanguine Pool again that's going to stop the Counter-Strike, as OnFleek could be in trouble. Hemo Plague, though, is not going to be enough, and the flash there from the Jax is going to be okay. Summit right on the backside as the Maiden is in amongst this fight as well as Sandbox. And it's going to be Summit that's going to move in here first. Dove's going to come down as well. Smeb's trying to help out here. And they're going to lose this turret. Dove might not be in the right spot, but if they can deal with Smeb early enough, that could actually be a huge deal. And Stand United is going to be available. That's a massive knock-up coming in from the Alistair. Snowflower's trying to save this game for KT Rolster. Inhibitor turret does fall down, and now Sivir with spare time in the mid lane. Summit over there as Smeb's underneath his inhibitor turret, and Snowflower's not going to be able to catch him. The flash is there for Summit. And now Joker's just having fun underneath this turret while the rest of the base is getting torn apart. Who uses his QSS to get out of it as well. Now Sandbox have to fight without 2 cleansers being available, as Morning Mist doesn't find the target there from Smeb. Didn't have any ghouls around either, as Umti throws an axe into Joker. Joker not too worried about it. OnFleek trying to get the snare up. Goes golden to Umti as Snowflower gets the headbutt pole. That's the front line getting tagged onto here by Sandbox, as that's going to be the first kill. Dove, no! He eventually goes golden right at the right time, as Stand United not going to be enough. The first kill actually going over to the cow, as Snowflower is trying desperately to carry this one.
And right now, yes, there is a 7, almost 8k gold lead on the side for Sandbox. Okay, Summit making a donation.
Yeah, but Sandbox need to be running towards this Baron right now. They are pinging onto it. They do have a GA to get through here as VDD comes on down. They're not going to chase onto OnFleek, because, yeah, GA going to come back up again, and the Baron has been started. Zenit going to move on over. They do have vision of this one. There's Dove and Ghost doing a fair bit of damage here. Joker wants to find it, gets the taunt on, as there's the flash forward. Can they get enough CC? The CC but not. going to be enough as Zenit's running to high heaven to get out of here as a trouble bubble is going to land. Ghost has that QSS available again, but Sandbox, they're off the Baron and they have to run. Oh, that was a dead whoever was backing there. I think it might have been Joker. Okay, Baron's going to be started up yet again. Snowflower's trying to get some vision in here, and there's not a lot of vision available for Sandbox as the trouble bubble goes wide. That actually could be very pivotal as there's a special delivery on the Shen. Zenit now has the full bar and goes in there. Hemoblade goes down as that's going to be Lissandra falling, and KT, they pile on in, and they're able to grab the kills. That is so much money onto Smeb. Good God, how many items can he build now? About 100. Most likely is now Summit wants to donate himself onto this KT squad. He's ignited. OnFleek does get some CC down, but the Jace should be okay. There's the flash out from OnFleek, and he's going to survive for the moment. Oh my goodness, the Yakety Sax needs to be queued very hard for all of these guys as the Baron will eventually be taken down. KT do lock that one up, and finally some respite as BDD, he's hit.
And he was just a second too late, and then after that, everyone was on full retreat, and now this is Sandbox's last chance to try to win the game. If they can beat KT at the Elder, they can definitely still win.
We've got a Frozen Tomb here. We don't have Stand United. Trouble Bubble now on cooldown. Snowflower looking for a flank, as you can see. Outside of vision is the Cows. It is going to be a 50-50. OnFleek gets himself in there. It's BDD that grabs it, and now KT have so many extra stats, and Snowflower makes his way in. Summit is taken down. There's no more Jax as Dove is trying desperately not to burn to death, but the Elder Drake is going to say no to that one, and KT Rolster, they've turned it around.
And you can see the pings now down on the bottom lane as Ghost, he made it his life's mission to try to clear that midway. Wow.
Okay, Snowflower going to get the headbutt back onto Ghost, but that's just going to buy some time here as we're looking to open this door. Snowflower wants the stun, isn't going to get it just there, but thankfully the QSS is available for Ghost. Meanwhile, this inhibitor turret is not long for the world, but how much further can KT push? They've got a Maiden. They've got so many things. even flashing to get towards inhibitor turrets as Joker gets back. He gets exhausted and pummeled into the ground. Nexus now going to go down, and we've got a game number 3 on our hands. KT fight back against Sandbox.
And you look at the manner in which KT just won this game, and you wouldn't have expected it after the early game. They ended up outfighting Sandbox in some of these really clutch fights. They also managed. It becomes very difficult for the enemy team to stabilize as they end up being basically reduced to a poke comp.
Playing towards the strong side of that. Zenit actually taking a lot of damage down here as Joker has the Devour available, but Zenit just waits for some extra buttons. Ghost, one more auto will do it. Oh, the flash right into the wall somehow. He's going to be able to grab the first blood. Celestial expansion, that's going to lock it down as now a teleport out, and Ghost will go home.
That's a really interesting teleport spot rather than just go to his own bottom turret so that he can collect the wave.
It was the panic teleport where you just like spam the teleport button on the map, I guess. I don't know.
Is that the bug?
No, I don't know.
What was it in NALCS?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I do think that Smeb has to flash, and he is going to do so.
There's something that occurs, I guess, but I think it's with turrets, not with wards. I have no idea. Maybe someone could tweet at us and explain maybe what the interaction really is, but seems very bizarre that Ghost doesn't just elect to go to the turret there.
Well, not going to get Infernal Chain back as Snowflower, I believe, is there unbeknownst to Sandbox, but Wave pushing towards Summit, no reason for him.
Drag, or the more beneficial ones would be more difficult, but look at this. You can see OnFleek trying to come in there, whiffs on the stun, ends up getting stunned himself, and the Starforger lets him know that he is interested in Iron Ladies as he then begins to chase down Dove.
We're going back to the Iron Maiden joke.
No.
Feels good, though, if you're a KT fan, because you've got He's safely made it to level 7. No harm, no foul. He's now just going to rocket ahead of OnFleek when it comes to the jungle camps taken, and OnFleek is just going to get paranoid and will be the first casualty when it comes to that. No need for the Aurelian Soul. Thresh and Nocturne just enough as now Zenit being closed in on. Joker and Ghost trying to get down here. True Shot Barrage flashed out of. And KT trying to come on down. Joker actually flashes forward as okay, the W going to be activated. Ghost gets out again. Voice of Light flash. Thereby Ghost on the back end as Joker has all of his grey health, but he's terrified and he's going to get taken out. He uses the heal just.
And take another quick look. You can see on Fleek maybe wanted to start the Herald or not as he just comes up into top lane against Smeb. Flashing, locking him up.
And that was just wait for the flash, then throw down the Hextech ultimate. All right, that was the objective, right?
That was a major neutral.
Yeah, I mean, look at our Observer thinking that he was going to go for a gank on this Smeb.
Uh-oh.
Oh, gets himself a stun. There's the Hextech ultimatum as Dark Procession throws on Fleek back. He does go golden just in time, and Ghost grabs that kill. Thank you very much, Triumph, and that is on Fleek surviving for the moment. Summit does have the World Ender, and they're looking to transition into the mid lane. Ghost there actually able to walk up very, very far as Dove. He's landed it, but hasn't actually popped it there with the Paddle Star for enough damage. Sandbox, I mean, something just happened, LS.
Well, this is actually where the game starts to get exciting. Zoe and Ezreal are tired of waiting.
Yeah, and another trouble bubble, true shot barrage. There's Ghost. And that's what we wanted to see out of this. Ezreal comes in, they take down the outer turret, and now it could all just fall apart from here. This game, and I can't blame him. As on Fleek, he's looking for more. We can go back to that coach's booth because I think they're about to cheer yet again. 3 people here with a true shot barrage. Snowflower going to be the first target, but goes golden. Smeb find his way into the back line as there's the World Ender. Umpty diving on forward, and they do manage to pick up the Aatrox. On Fleek gets out with a hook shot, but Joker isn't going to be so lucky as KT have found their fight back. We've got Dove, we've got Ghost. We have a lot of damage remaining here.
Yeah.
Oh, another trouble bubble lands here from Dove. Heads on forward. See ya, Snowflower. Hook shotted and destroyed. Is Zenit now gonna get slowed down. Summit over the wall gets the flash. True shot barrage gazes by and looks pretty cool, but doesn't actually do too much as there's the Voice of Light from BDD. Goes golden, has to flash. Smeb also taking a lot of damage, and on Fleek is gonna go down now as Dove lands another one. Umpty, no Infernal Chains onto him as Joker eats the grey health, but may actually still go down. Smeb grabs that kill as BDD is taken out by Ghost.
And all that Sandbox have to do right here is play front to back, which some people, when you see that with an Aatrox and a Camille, you might think, well, that's not normally what those champions are supposed to do or what they want to do. Well, that doesn't matter, because what KT doesn't want you to do is play front to back, and here we go.
Umpty is going to use the Paranoia here as Ghost can't actually Arcane Shift as aggressively, can't see that far. As KT do get their Nocturne out of there. True shot barrage. Oh, so close to taking down Umpty. I thought now that the Gunblade was completed with the 5 items that he's put together, and Joker is now trying to stop this from happening. Baron is going to go down, but are they going to lose their Tahm Kench? The answer is most likely no, as Summit can possibly dash over the wall. Oh my god, Smeb just dies incidentally as Snowflower over the wall has to flash to get himself back. World Ender there is going to keep Summit alive as the Zoe picks up a double. BDD goes golden, but he's just going to watch as his life flickers by before him, and Umpty, True Shot Barrage not going to find him, but now what he has to do is contend with minion waves. But joke's on you, mate. You don't even have an inhibitor turret, and he's got 3 people surrounding him. Sandbox, they finally find the team fight they're looking for. They find a Baron. They find Zenit on the top side. And it feels like 3v1 everywhere to close this one out for Sandbox. Incidentally, one of the Nexus turrets already taken down, only one of them standing between Sandbox and victory here in this game number 3. Paranoia for Umpty to throw out to try and go for this last-ditch effort. Hook is going to land, but that's onto a dude you have to kill 3 times. And that is going to spell the end. On Fleek grabs the first kill in this one as Zenit. Hextech Ultimatum is down. That's a double kill as he takes this into his own hands. And Sandbox now want to pad some stats. Umpty's going to go down low. That's the Ezreal falling as BDD grabs it, but it doesn't matter. Nexus is going to fall, and Sandbox grabs 2 blue side victories here to close out this week.
And that's probably going to be actually another MVP for Ghost in game number 3.